Welcome to the ESL Pro League. I am your host, Alex Machine Richardson. It is match day 17. Looking forward to this one. Lots of Counter-Strike to be indulged upon. We get to see more from FaZe Clan Space Soldiers as they still try and secure their spot in the Pro League. In those finals over in Dallas, the guys behind me at the Xfinity Analyst Desk live from the Intel Esports Arena are all just chomping at the bit to talk about their favorite video game. So let's waste no time and jump straight into the show. The Game Flip pre-show. Yes, indeed. This is our moment at the start of the show before we get into the nitty and the gritty, where we find ourselves talking about the Counter-Strike scene in more of a general basis and the Pro League in more of a general basis. As I say, introductions need to be made. We'll start with your casters. We have Lauren Pansy Scott joining us, a little special treat for you guys, and Henry Greer as well, your two Counter-Strike enthusiasts who will be filling your ears during the gameplay. And over here, in between all of that, I get our analysts. We get to pick their brains and get to hear all of that juicy gossip. It is, of course, Chad Birchall, all the way from down under, and we have Janko Paunovic. I'm not going to try and do a Serbian accent. Those guys are all hanging out with us here at the panel, and there is so much to be said. A quick mention, though, of the Gameflip pre-show. It is gameflip.com/ESL if you're interested to know what's going on with that. They're celebrating the Pro League with a giveaway of over $10,000 worth of goodies, so be sure to go ahead and head there. Not just yet, though, because you want to stick around and hear exactly what's going down in Chinatown. First things first, Henry, not only are there some goodies at stake for the guys over at the Gameflip stuff, but also there's a whole lot of money to get to Dallas and not a single team locked in yet.
It's a very exciting time. You know, this is getting to the bookend now, a couple of weeks to go. It's still not quite clear who's going to be filling up the 7 slots we have available now in Europe. I think we're going to have some wild cards in there. Space Soldiers looking like promising prospects right now. I'm excited to see what kind of underdogs make it in. Obviously, we're going to have some of the big names there, some of the staples of the Pro League, but hopefully some of the unknown quantities coming in.
Yeah, and also, you know, not outside of the professionals, Lauren, there is this cool thing we do at Pro League called the community plays. Now, when you were playing games, there wasn't anything like this. You didn't get to see your frags on the main stage of an event like this.
No, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Just to be able to sit at home, play with my friends, and then get people like this to have a little bit of a watch, and everyone at home gets to enjoy my my beautiful work.
Beautiful
as well.
gameplay. I've seen you do some nutty things, man. You don't. She's not much of a celebrator when she frags. She's more of a
quiet confidence.
She doesn't say anything, which makes it cooler.
Understated.
You know what I mean?
Those are always the sickest guys, right? It's just another day in the office, business as usual. No reason to celebrate, Alex.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you
like Pro League.
What we can celebrate, though, is, of course, heading to esl.gg/submitplay, because that is how you do it. And there is one more day. We usually do it on Thursdays, and if I'm correct, it is Wednesday. You have an extra day to go ahead and get that submitted clip. We want to see you getting that sexy spray down or that cheeky clutch. All of that is what we'll be talking about tomorrow. What we're talking about now, though, is the schedule. And I know Hank and the casters, indeed, Lauren as well, have been choosing which game they believe is going to be the most exciting and enthralling across both streams.
Yeah, I think you have to say that the Fnatic FaZe matchup is always a classic one. Obviously, Fnatic, maybe a year ago, you wouldn't even give them a chance against the likes of FaZe, but now they're actually convincingly taking them down at big events, and Fnatic seem to be getting better and better since the addition of Golden. FaZe, even weaker at this point, considering they have Exist in the lineup now. It's still going to be a great game, and it should go the full distance on both maps. You still got some other big names there as well. Na'Vi actually stealing away some victories yesterday, and we're going to see them playing against Astralis.
FaZe Fnatic for you, Lauren?
I love my Astralis games. What can I say?
Yeah.
I love watching those guys play. I think it's an interesting thing right now. Both of the teams having some weird results, both losing a map to Mousesports and both winning one. So quite a fun dynamic to see where they're at. Na'Vi, a very curious beast after yesterday's games, I guess.
Absolutely, they are. Now, when we bring up the standings, it will tell the tale much better than we can, at least more succinctly. Take a look at this one. This is North America first. The reason we're showing you this is we have our first team locked in for Dallas. Yes.
Hooray.
If you're a Team Liquid fan, you haven't got tickets yet, you'd be a fool, because they are going to be there. So they've got themselves, how many is that? 16 wins and 2 losses? That's quite the record.
Yeah. They've had a pretty good season thus far. I think, you know, the North American region's been turned on its head with the SK Cloud9 kind of drama going on, and one of those teams probably won't make the playoffs, Alex, which would be something to really, I guess, be stuck in awe at the fact that we're not getting Cloud9 or SK at the finals.
Yeah, and we're not forgetting the Cloud9 SK current roster shuffle. Stubby's going to be kicking himself if one of them makes it and it's not SK.
Yeah, and we had Skadul tweets Kadadi is back, so whether that means that he is back on the roster full time, it's going to be interesting to see the Cloud9 ending up after winning the major in a trade-off where they lose 2 and get FNS. Not sure they're going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, before we do wave goodbye to our casters, we'll bring those standings up just one more time because there is more to be said and you do have to breathe it all in.
Sure.
Henry, anything jumping off the page? We had the Cloud9 SK debacle, but over in Europe, everyone still has a chance to get to Dallas, which mathematically still doesn't really make that much sense.
Sure, mathematically, but you can't say the likes of LDLC or Team Envy are going to be making it. They still are stealing some victories away. Like Envy seem to be taking maps off NIP. FaZe is still kicking off there. Hellraisers always going to be dark horses in this sort of league. They seem to be good at getting results as well. If you look at the very top end of the league, you can see, we mentioned before, Space Soldiers doing an amazing job to have 13 wins so far in the Pro League. That's amazing. People thought coming into this league, considering the pings and everything and their inexperience, this sort of level, you didn't think they'd be making much of it then. They'd be kind of like maybe around the bottom third, but they're actually doing a very good job and looking like promising hopefuls for the actual final 7 there. So that's great to see the likes of Space Soldiers up there and Na'Vi as well. I hope to see them in the finals and hopefully we can see them get better perhaps. I'm not really that excited by them yet, but hopefully they're kind of getting together as a unit.
Yeah, more games to play. Just one more week after this one for them to do battle. Just before we do wave goodbye to you, Lauren, final question is just, I saw North have played 11 wins. They've got 11 wins, 11 losses. It's a bit of a tough tale for the Danes.
Absolutely, and I think that's a tale throughout this Pro League. It's a sign of the times. Everyone can take maps off everyone. I think we're seeing that perpetually throughout this, especially in the last couple of days. And I think that's only going to get more and more kind of domineering towards the end of this season, as teams now really do need those clean victories, not overtime wins. They need to get the points in the bag, and teams like North Fnatic aren't exactly towards the top end of this table either. They could certainly cause problems for any of these other teams.
Yeah, it can be very disruptive towards the end. It is going to be chaos, and chaos does continue here at the Xfinity analyst desk. Now, FaZe Clan, as Henry has so rightly pointed out, this is a team that should, and many expected to be not only at the top of the table, but in Dallas, and it's not a guarantee. We spoke to the in-game leader of FaZe Clan, Carrigan, and he spoke about trying to stay at the top. We'll hear what he had to say.
The reason why we have been consistently good the last 6 months is the way we play as a team. We have many individual players who can play any role, anytime, any given moment, and I think that's what makes us so versatile in moments where maybe we won't be so good at tactics-wise, but we can always rely on each other to perform on high level. And I think you see that in the tournaments we've been consistently in many finals. I think it's 6 out of 9 tournaments we've been in finals. So I think we have shown that we consistently can be good. We just need sometimes a little more luck or maybe a little more time together to become even better. If you look lately, we lost to NIP in Oakland, their favorite NIP moment. They win one tournament, disappear for rest of some tournaments, and again we lose to a team like SK in the final. Is without a doubt one of the strongest teams you can play in a final. They are so mentally strong, and it's a team we had issues with. Going back to the major as well, it's a team we lose to who beats G2, SK and beats us in a final where they should be down when we're in front 15-11, but they came back stronger even what we could imagine. So I think sometimes when you lose to a team in a final, it's often their tournament, and you have felt NIP in Oakland, it was their tournament. And it's very hard to beat those teams when they feel it. The hardest thing is to feel it every tournament, which we have literally done, and being close to win all the tournaments we're participating in. So losing a final doesn't take anything negative on this team. You know, when you're in a final, you have a chance to win. When you're in a semi-final, you lose. You didn't have the chance to win the tournament. So that's what we take away, and we try to improve all the time. And maybe there's some negativity after losing a major final like that. But when we came back home, we knew we had to fix our Inferno, and everybody has this winner mentality that it doesn't affect them at all.
Towards the end of that interview, and it's a map that they have had a bit of a mixed bag of results. In fact, as you do look at all those greens, Yenko, you notice there is one kind of standout, and that's just the quality of team they're beating.
Yeah, not the best teams out there, especially on Inferno, even the win against Mousesports, but I just think you should probably focus more on the losses, right? It's been 3 overtime losses in here and another loss to Mousesports online. So I think for FaZe, that's the problem. When you look at their track record, yes, there should have been more titles, more wins, but even in some of the finals that they've lost, in best of 5, some of the map wins, like the Fnatic one, they've had dominant map wins in the maps they won, but losses were close. You know, Inferno was double overtime, Train was overtime, so you know, it's just, it really is the slimmest of margins for FaZe.
And that's what's so, it's hard to comprehend just how agonizing that would be as a player. I've never been able to get to that, the position they find themselves in. Chad, you've had the opportunity to play on those big stages. And I guess my question is, that's got to be grating on them, the fact that you get so close. He's got this mindset of, well, we got to the grand final, that's enough, but surely that's doing something to you.
It's definitely going to eat away at you, right? Because these are the things, you're sitting there on a Friday night in bed looking at the ceiling and it comes into your head, it's like, man, if we had just done this one round differently, we had done that differently. Yeah. Sure, he's right. You know, consistently speaking for FaZe, making it to all these grand finals, that's very impressive. But this is their chance, or it was their chance to be the FaZe era and take all these titles because everybody else stumbled. They made it to the grand finals. They were the heavy favorites in all of these grand finals, and they were unable to convert. It's disappointing, right, if you look at it, and that's what I would mainly be thinking. But moving forward, we know there's a lot of tournaments in Counter-Strike. We know there's a lot going on. If they can, you know, continue the form, even with Exist, as things are moving forward, then, you know, positive signs.
And that's really unfortunate at the moment, right? The fact that they have to play with a standing, because imagine if FaZe does unlock that last step and figures it out in those finals, in those close games, then they can be borderline unstoppable, considering where some of their main contenders are at the moment, mostly SK, against whom they've struggled throughout their tenure as a team.
But they haven't been able to do that just yet with the addition of Exist, okay? So they've played 10 games, all of which have been online. They've won 5 and they've lost 5. Not a fantastic record. If you look at Exist stats within the team and the player that he's replacing, Olaf would normally be coming in that, you know, 3rd position in the team, maybe 4th, depending on, you know, we've obviously got Rain, Guardian, Olaf. We've got a heap of players there. Nico, I forgot to say. All these players where he has to slide in around. Exist is by far the worst player in this team. And I was just looking at a couple of stats. Olaf in the last 3 months, this is before he stopped, his opening duel success rate was 52%. You look at Exist since joining, he's only played 10 games, but his is only 33.3%, the worst in the team. Olaf was coming in that 3rd or 4th position. So you're losing someone who's able to be, you know, an opening fragger, get those kills and get the ball rolling.
And filling the shoes of his predecessor has not been easy. We can take a quick look at how his performance has been ever since he slipped into that FaZe jersey and slipped into that roster to fill for Olaf.
Richard Exist Landstrom has been known for leading Ninjas in Pajamas for more than 6 years. But nothing lasts forever, and he was recently benched in favor of Dennis Edman. Now he resides within the FaZe Clan roster, substituting Olafmeister for an unknown period of time. Some pretty big shoes to fill since Olafmeister has been known for being one of the very best. Exist is struggling a bit, only averaging a 0.83 score and having a 50% win rate with FaZe. But any roster change needs time to function properly, and perhaps they will have it under control for tonight's match versus Fnatic.
It is a perhaps, and yes, it is quite an interesting one. When we first joined the roster, our analysts, both Chad and Yanko, you guys had this kind of this air of he's a safe pair of hands. That stuck with me. That expression of him being just, it's a safe name to put in your roster to hold the spot, keep his seat warm while Olaf is away. Turns out the pressure of actually being free and trying to frag and being in positions that's unfamiliar with him has affected his gameplay.
Oh, for sure, right? It's definitely not something that's easy to pick up. You can't just step into someone else's shoes, especially like Olaf, and be able to take where he left off. Now, sure, there's going to be that teething period, but when we talked about the safe pair of hands, it was coming in as someone who's reliable. You know that he can speak English, his communication's there, and he's been at the pressure situations before, right? That's what you look towards.
Sure.
Now, this time period of him getting used to the game, getting used to the team, getting used to the feeling, that's one of those things that I'm fed up with putting on teams. You know, this time, this stamp of, okay, we're going to allow you, an arbitrary amount of time. And I think at this point, Exist is clearly the weakest player in this team. I don't know how that's going to get turned around. I guess he's going to feel more comfortable going forward. Who knows?
I think it's way too early to judge, in a sense that they haven't played a single LAN tournament yet, and that's where really the experience comes into play. There's probably, there was definitely no free agent available who could do what Olaf does, even to a decent extent. Probably the best option would be Shox. If they could have gotten him for the full stretch, he would probably be the only one, realistically, who could play for FaZe and do that. Olaf is just such an important, maybe even the most important player in that team to some extent because of his roles, right? He does a lot for the team on his own. Similar as to when we talk about Flashshine, how he takes banana control on Inferno for Fnatic by himself. It's not that, copy-pasted, but he does a lot. And especially in finals, he is a guy who never really, you can't see pressure on him. He always delivers. We saw it in the major grand final. We saw it, you know, in some of the other tournaments as well. So that's something that's impossible to replace, but exists with his experience and playing in some big games before. I think with time, once he gets used to how FaZe likes to play, it's a lot more things being done on the fly. Just need to react. You know, everyone will just seize the moment, seize the opportunity as they see it unfold. And for someone who's played with NIP his whole career in CSGO, it's definitely a huge leap to take.
Yeah, and going up against Fnatic as we kind of start to navigate towards this matchup in particular, Fnatic have not been struggling too much actually versus FaZe. You can see the last 2 times they played, got a result both online and offline on Katowice. That was that course grand final.
Yes.
I mean, it's a bit of a tough one to compare the two given the roster shuffle we've just been talking about, but Fnatic did best them in that historic final.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane. I was just thinking about those flush and clutches today walking into the office, but that's one of those matches that is going to be in the minds of the FaZe clan players no matter what, right? Even though it's going to be, you know, okay, sure, we have a different player, sure, it was some time ago, sure, it was another grand final that we lost. There's always that mental edge, and losing in the fashion of that grand final was theirs to take, right? That should have been theirs every day of the week. I think coming into this matchup, though, it's not going to play too much of a factor with all these changes that have been happening.
Okay.
I just wonder, how does that happen? You're just walking by, did you see a train pass by? You're thinking train.
I was thinking
that
Counter-Strike.
train map was so good.
I was thinking, I don't know, I'm always thinking
Did you walk up with Lauren or by yourself?
No, by myself.
And you just
Headphones
kind
on.
of, your mind went to Flush's performance on train.
Yeah.
That's just where your mind...
so
I was
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
about, no, honestly.
Yeah.
I know that sounds real.
No, it's interesting.
Yeah,
I
It
know.
is quite peculiar.
My brain's a weird thing. We should stay away from my brain.
No, well, it definitely wasn't something to forget. Flush's performance on that grand final, especially that 5th map, was single-handedly the reason we got to see Fnatic take FaZe on train, given just the heroics that he was demonstrating on that map. And talking of that map, we're going into Inferno, and no strangers either of these sides. I do want to understand whether or not we do have any faith in FaZe Clan here. We've seen them play it now 3 or 4 times.
They played it once with Exist.
Just once,
And they
excuse
won
me.
it off an 11-4 CT half.
Okay.
I absolutely have faith in FaZe. I mean, they still, yes, All of Meister is not there, but the core of the team is still there. They have incredibly skilled players on the roster, and it's just a matter of, you know, how long does it take for Exist to come to some sort of a decent level, right? You never expect him to come in and take over games or be, you know, exceptional. I'm sure he's going to be every now and again, but really it's up to the rest of the players. And I think the rest of the team is still more than strong enough to really, for example, secure a spot in at the LAN finals in Dallas and have some good runs at the upcoming LAN tournament.
I mean, let's also not forget that there was an Inferno game in Katowice between these 2 teams before that grand final, and Fnatic bested them there as well in just this single map environment. So there is a lot of chances that Fnatic can take more points away from them. Yanko's already made it clear. I just need a quick one from you, Chad.
I think Fnatic are going to win. I really like their mid-round. I think they can capitalize on the fact that Exist is still newer in this roster and make that CT side for FaZe hard to deal with.
Okay, exploiting FaZe's weakness on Inferno. This will be our first map of another day here at the ESL Pro League. Your casters are standing by, Henry G and Lauren. Guys, it is such a conundrum, isn't it? This, like, the way we put it here at the desk is that so much chaos is going on outside of FaZe. If only they had the opportunity to have all 5, this could have been the time to stamp your era.
Yeah, absolutely. The Pro League is a bit of a weird one for them. I still think they'll make the top 7, but it's not going to be the cleanest of qualifications. But I'm still thinking they can take a map this evening and hopefully perform on Inferno. I think it'll be very indicative as to where this one's going. We'll jump into the action right now with FaZe versus Fnatic. Will be a CT start for the international squad. They've got 5 sets of Kevlar here, 4 for Fnatic. They've got 1 smoke and a flashbang. Suggests they won't be heading towards B. That's probably going to be that smoke we see towards the library. A flashbang in. Flush has got the P250, and they start heading towards second middle. Guardian's ready and waiting there with that P2000. Kicks things off in style. Nice headshot. Gets out scot-free, and he will be allowing Rain to maybe get a second kill there.
Yeah, they even spotted the bomb. Guardian, quite notorious with the P2K now. We've seen... Was it Dennis was toying
Dennis
with the idea
using
of it
yesterday as well,
so
yeah.
Seems to be coming back into fashion, but all that aside, Guardian's always been very diligent with that, and that's a good start for him. Bomb down in apartments, never ideal for Fnatic, but they have plenty of talent to try and maybe recover a little something from this round, but not going to be easy. Flusher does have that P250 and a flash, so might be able to find a bit of work, but let's get past Guardian first, maybe recover that bomb. So many steps to take before he gets anywhere, and Guardian is still putting on a clinic. Grims goes down, and the next 2 might just follow. Timing is going to be a factor. Spots of the bomb is gone. They know that now players have been to apps, and what's the timing going to be like? Guardian, I think, would have heard that, so quite possibly aware there's players nearby still. Yep, ticks a little bit of a fight towards middle. And again, just keeping tabs on them. Bear in mind that the rest of FaZe are still alive. It's just the Guardian show right now.
He really is doing a good job, not being overzealous, not overcommitting. He's got 3 kills already. Now he's just winning the round for them, funneling them towards B, making it clear they can't fall back towards the A bomb site. And this should be a very simple procedure now for the FaZe clan. Karrigan's a little bit of damage, just setting up Nico, just trying to bait as much as he can. You can just see the chip damage coming in. Bullet by bullet, they are getting lower, and Lekro is the last player to go down. On a single kill picked up there by Fnatic, and it will be FaZe with Guardian setting the pace in towards the apartments area there with 3 headshots from the P2000. 3 kills for him, funnels him towards B, and you can see he was hunting for the ace but didn't overcommit to it. That's what I liked about it. He didn't think, well, I've already won the round now, I'll just keep peeking and potentially throw the round away. So no bomb planted for Fnatic, and there will be force buying here in the second.
Yeah, we do still only have that 1 smoke, 2 flashes. Flushes on the CZ, no surprise there with the flash himself, but the armor's there to supplement what they may need, and no initial kills coming in, no nade barrage taking everyone down early. But we do see Flusher under pressure, as it looks like FaZe do want to fight for that banana control, not going to give it up, not afraid of the pistols that might be against them, and rightly so thus far.
Looking good. Deagles and CZs of Fnatic not looking too promising at this point. Golden, no armor, 50 HP. Flash has already gone down. He is very aggressive towards B, usually pushing up that banana and trying to challenge by himself most of the time. Very good at it, but for now, he'll have to sit back and wait as his teammates try and recover this situation. Guardian, MP9, great work. It seems like his aim is ready tonight.
People discussing how he's actually, I don't think, had a negative event yet with FaZe. His form's been very impressive. Whether they win or lose, he has seemingly done incredibly well. So good to see Guardian find that form. Obviously, that was a question mark not too long ago. It feels like, the CSGO scene moves so quickly, but still, not too bad at all. JW, lovely stuff. Such a cheeky little player, the way he plays.
Yeah, that's a nice little move. Like, you see the bomb flying around the corner. It's going to make you think for a split second, like, what the hell's going on here?
What is that?
Yeah, and then he manages to get 1 kill and an extra $600. So that's not too bad at all. So well done. FaZe will be winning the round, of course. There's Rain getting it done from the quad. Another position he's very notorious in, and it will be a full eco at this point for Fnatic. Just Glocks, not a single dollar invested into round number 3. A chance for the SMGs to normally push down middle for the FaZe clan. Will they be doing that? Indeed they will. Guardian's getting stuck in with the MP9. Knows Lekro's towards the underpass there, but he does sneak down beneath the underpass. I don't think Guardian will be surviving this one. Indeed he won't. The Glocks do take him down eventually. Bit of a scrappy affair there as it comes into the 4-on-4. Remember, Guardian, he gets his 1 kill, $600 in the bag. He doesn't want the MP9 for next round, so that's still absolutely fine. He's got 3,400 right now. They're going to get 3,250 for winning this round, so he'll still be able to buy the AWP and indeed the armor and a couple of grenades. So he's fine with that. Not a big deal. There's no chance really Fnatic can win this round. If they get 1 more kill, that'll be a success in its own right. If they get the bomb down, that'll be a bit of a miracle. So we'll see if they can do it. 2 players towards A. 2 of the banana right now. Exists, spots Golden. Doesn't do any damage just yet, but holds him at bay with that smoke towards the apartments. And Golden might be going down here, lucky to not even take a single bullet.
And Nico getting damage as well, falling back towards B. Considering Fnatic have literally Glocks and obviously the picked up gun off of Guardian, they're still doing damage. I'd be very surprised if they get any kills out of this. It'd be mistakes or maybe some very surprising shots, and the dink towards Crim's kind of reminding him. But this could be the jumper point. Golden tries to find it, but Rain too aware. Very smart player, able to just outdo him. Simply has the sustain of at least having armor. Now, on towards B we go. Eye up the plant, maybe getting a kill out of it if they could, but Nico's having none of that, is he? And there's Karrigan as well. So UMP's getting some money built up too, which is always nice to get some more change in the pocket. And look at the money already building for FaZe here. Some very nice early rounds. Bit
of a bonus situation with the SMGs. Like we said, Guardian does bring out the EWP. One of the most infamous AWPers on Inferno, especially on that T side. Each round is one of the very best with that particular weapon. And not too bad on the CT side either. We'll see whether he goes aggressive. He knows he's probably not up against an AWP. No bombs have been planted, Lauren, so he can face towards T-steps and overcommit a bit further than the usual underpass pick. You can see Karrigan helping him up some grenades towards the bottom. It's actually Guardian who goes B. Double peek though. Golden will take him down. So we flash up to work it again, and Nico gets absolutely railed there. Through the corner of the smoke, a single bullet takes him down. Rain struggling as well. This is looking a very promising round now for Fnatic. A guaranteed victory at this point as Karrigan is left with the SMG. A very fast round. Guardian not going towards middle. Flusher might go down here, but he knows Karrigan's on the other side. Picked up the AWP. Flusher's going to run through. It has to be the no-scope. Does connect. And this point is try and keep Fnatic as modest as possible. If you can take down a few kills with him, that'd be great. There's another one.
How is he alive here?
Well, he did what he could. At least made it an expensive round in some ways.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. FaZe will have 1 more buy here. They won't be able to get the AWP out on Guardian unless he's dropped it by the likes of Karrigan. Maybe that will be an investment he wants to make. He is the in-game leader, sometimes calling the merchant. It exists to drop the orb. So Guardian probably goes back to his usual game plan now. Going towards Bananas, a slight anomaly. He'll do that maybe 2 or 3 times in a half. Usually he'll play towards middle and watch the underpass area like this. You'll probably see right now. He doesn't commit towards the steps. Just holds that underpass area, gets flashed, and he'll hold back to a more defensive line, which is usually this arch corner. Then if he gets flashed again or smoked out, he'll fall back to either the arch or the library itself. So, banana control obtained by Fnatic straight away. Nico boosted up in the anti-flash position. You can be Molotov there, but it's quite a tricky Molotov to land consistently. And looks like they might be just trying to bait out some utility from the CTs. Firing off some shots, throwing a few flashbangs, just trying to show they are here at least. And there's a smoke in front of the bomb site. Flusher trying to suggest he could be trying to work his way towards CT spawn. It's not quite deep enough to do that, but it does buy him some space from the coffin's position.
No. Fun watching Flusher find quite that bit of action. But speaking of action, Guardian almost got the 2-for-1. He got the tag, but now Rain needs to deliver. He's done well to find one, but the follow-up might not be the case as JW is off. It's like those cars where you just roll them back and they just whiz off. He's so explosive as a player, but Rain knows what he's up to. Good work from Rain, really stemming the bleed when it came towards A there. He was kind of the, I guess, the bolstering factor. If he'd gone down, plenty of opportune moments to really kind of crunch towards that A side, but they've turned attention. They've got what they've got left, which is Flusher and Crims, and they're vying a B.
4 versus 2, Flusher and Crims. Only Nico waiting to be bomb site. Remember, he's in that anti-flash position. Normally good for 1 kill at least. And we'll see whether Nico can deliver that. He can't. Flusher pre-aims it, takes him down, and now the round is back on for Fnatic. Karrigan, one of the weaker fraggers within the FaZe unit, has to come through the Ruins position. He'll just be waiting for his teammates to come. If he overcommits to this, it could go horribly wrong. It's starting to go like that already. Rain get caught in transition. And now Flusher, what a great position this is. So much to work with as Karrigan comes in, completely pins it, and another round for Fnatic by the looks of things here. Exist does get the wall bang and give himself a lifeline at least, but Flusher so smart in these situations. You can see what he's got in mind, holding towards the ruins, silent as ever. He won't be taking the bait. There's not even a kit available for Exist here. You can see he doesn't even check the bomb. He just knows that he's got full control of the situation. He might check it now, considering there's a chance a 10-second defuse comes in. Gives it a check, confirms it's clear, and very well played from Fnatic, considering Nico's in that position as well. And the problem with that position is it's a double-edged sword. If they do come in pre-firing you, you obviously crouch and your head's touching the walls. You don't have the instant run speed. You can just drop off really quickly. It's really awkward to get off that position. So you really need to commit to the frag. If you don't get it, it's a nightmare to deal with. So you can see how that can work and how it can go horribly wrong. There's 1 AK saved, and that's going to be in the hands of Exist, obviously the substitute who's replacing Olaf Meister while he's out with personal issues. No force buy here from FaZe, just going to be using the AK. A few upgraded pistols with the P50 and CZ. It's going to be Rain with that aforementioned pistol towards the top and middle, spotted by JW, lucky to still be alive.
Don't often get away with that, but very frustrating moment if you're FaZe as well. No one likes to lose 4v2s. Those are the ones that do haunt you a little down the line, but can be understandable when you're against caliber like this. Obviously not in their mentality. However, 3 players from towards B from FaZe. That rifle, of course, keep eyes on where that is. Currently at quad in the hands of Exist. 1 nade on Guardian. That could do a bit of damage. Depends on if anyone gets contact or if they just feel it out. But Fnatic on in a hurry. Bomb still back by spawn. And Rain maybe going to try and play in with Exist if they do go towards A. But for now, the smoke goes towards B. No one's really biting on this yet from FaZe. They still have information. They have the player, I think it's Nico on statue, so he does know that there's no threats found just yet. But it will be a B hit, at least for now. Exist still soloing out on A. They're going to send Rain up on over. But this should be a clean on for Fnatic. They're being quite cautious until then. Nico finds Golden, but there's the reply. It's coming in quite nicely now. Flusher getting dinked up, but controls it well enough. They are a little lower HP than they'd probably like, but by this point, bomb is planted, and they still have 4 players alive. But we have seen 4v2s lost in this matchup, but again, unlikely.
Very unlikely. It's when Karrigan will be helping out Exist there with the kill towards Lekro. It's going to be Rain taking out through the smoke, and that's going to be the round confirmed. Exist is going to be wanting to save that AK. We normally say they can't be purchased on the CT side. Very beneficial to have on the defense, especially with the money situation that FaZe are going to find themselves in. Exist might be overcommitting a little bit here. He's trying to get some exit kills. Crims, I don't think he spotted him on the corner. So he'll just be waiting for the very last opportunity to fall back. Does get one kill, keeps things a little bit more frustrating for Fnatic. They will tie things up at 3-3. Exist will save his AK. JW to maybe shut that down. Won't be bunny hopping all the way around it either way. He wouldn't have found Exist, so that's absolutely fine. And money back in their favour. Exist can even drop the AWP if required. His flusher getting it done on the entry, jumping up on those first boxes. Does get the first, takes damage here, like I said, takes a dink, but controlled the spray. And it was absolutely fine, as we will find Guardian dropped the AWP, and so he's got 2k. Existed, dropped that weapon, doesn't get any nades for himself, but he's hoping the Guardian can hopefully carry the round. I haven't really seen him do too much with the AWP just yet. Like I said, normally watching towards that underpass, and JW with the AWP tried to get there as well. Really didn't work out for him. Taken down, opening pick, and a 3-man stack towards middle as well. Crims is going to try and get the frag in return, but Guardian's waiting, but it doesn't matter. Crims, amazing shot towards Rain. Gets taken down to 12 in the process, but he has leveled the playing field.
Yeah, back to his 4v4. Guardian, the timing is so good with this. He knows how the pressure builds and how he likes to play it through. That AWP barrel might just show Golden. You've got to be careful. Guardian is watching this like a hawk. See if he plays the timing on this one. Golden tries to take the angle off him, but there is still another player of like quad, and that's going to be Exist. Locks it out. And now 2 players remaining again. This time, however, Crims exceedingly low. Bomb down in enemy territory in hands. It doesn't look so likely this time. So, yeah, a little bit tricky here. And Nico back on the same position. Flusher might be well aware of this now.
Oh, he's seen him. Easy kill for Flusher. Well played. Good awareness. Bomb still down, though. Crims, 50 seconds remaining. Bomb down towards middle. He's seeing if he can just hold the bedroom. If anyone will be pushing from the apartments. Any mistakes to be made. He can't really make much of a play, considering he's so low and his teammates so far away. They might just be better off saving the AK-47s at this point. Really, nothing for them to do. 30 seconds at this point, and we'll see whether they'll even attempt to try and get that bomb. Flusher seems to think it's going to be worth it. Crims will be joining him as they go towards middle. Guardian waiting towards the quad side. Smoke comes in, didn't fire the shot. Pistol out, probably get the call from his teammates that they are indeed low HP.
Oh my God.
He hits one of them, but can't find the kill. Don't really need to challenge for it at this point, but still, it's 2 versus 2, where FaZe have a massive advantage, just considering the time remaining. 10 seconds, Exist knows if he just finds one of these kills will be enough, and it looks like he should be done at this point. Carrigan, a little bit awkward towards the end there, but still 2 players survive, and the money very low indeed for Fnatic. All these rounds have been quite close. Lekro 1 and 7. Normally one of the talisman for Fnatic, but FaZe will take back the lead at this point. It might be a force buy from Fnatic. They're going to get $1,900 next round. So on the T side, this is actually enough. And as I say that, they do actually just go all in. They'll be purchasing CZs. Desert Eagles, everyone down to $0. They do get some smokes and some Molotovs here. Best off going towards B and trying to get that control at the very start, then executing. Normally, you're going to find 2 players on the other side. You've got 5, you can do the maths. You want to have rifles, but if you can just trade out kills, that's enough sometimes. Carrigan could be flashed over by Nico, though. Here's the flash. Want to be watching Carrigan at this point. Flash is good. Spots 1. He might go down here. Gets another. This is worth it at this point. Even if he drops now, Nico's going to clear up.
Those are situations where it's any other player. They get overwhelmed, they get taken down. There's a plan and gets a little bit dicey, but really great control from Nico. They simply just get outdone, but yeah. So far, well played in the simple flash and the play off the back. Played it so nicely. Flusher does get a tag towards Guardian.
Just being a nuisance at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, he's just a pain in the ass. He's completely done in Nico, and this time he doesn't have that. Switches up to the CZ, no ammo. He's such a... You look at him play, he's so hyper-aware of every possibility. He's going to do everything in his power to make this uncomfortable. Smokes off Nico, so maybe he can isolate Guardian here, but that's going to be tricky. He does have the flash, however, which then could maybe make it a little bit tougher, but no. Tagged up now, does get pushed by Guardian, and finally FaZe just kind of squash any threat that was trying to build and keep all guns up, barring 1.
There we go. 5-3, and Nico for Fnatic now. Here's Nico, like I said. It should be fine. As soon as Carrigan got the 2 kills and the information they were there, Nico could position himself in a decent spot, ready to go. Should just be Glocks and a P250 by the looks of things. Lekro, the only one of any sort of upgraded weaponry. No armor, no nades. And this is one of those rounds where we discussed this earlier in the week. Like, you can just take it super slow and bait out as much utility from the CTs as you can, make it expensive in one way. But we'll see what they bring to the table here. No one could be rushing, at least, as they head towards middle. The Molotov will hold them off. Guardian trying to hunt for that first frag. Lekro might give it to him. Very good discipline from Guardian. Doesn't overcommit. Knowing they've got no armor, no guns, doesn't take the challenge. Exist doing some damage towards Flusher, quite a lot of it to be fair. Golden goes down at the same time, and they'll just push up middle and see if they can trade out some kills here. Guardian will find one, Rain with his first of the round, and JW knife out of the smoke, just trying to see if anyone will walk into his loving embrace here.
Is that loving?
Maybe.
Henry, what is your definition of love? I mean,
He just wants to cuddle.
just a...
It's coming to smoke. That's all he
That
wants.
is the worst sentence I think I've heard you say in a while. Just wants to cuddle, come in the smoke, he's got a knife, it's fine. So, oh god, this is what my mum told me to be worried about. Anyway, 6-3. We do start seeing the scoreline tipping quite nicely towards FaZe, but Fnatic certainly not bowing out of this. It is not a replay, it is live, I assure you.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I like this game. It's an interesting one, because I don't really know what to make of FaZe right now, and Fnatic, they've had some big results, but it seems like so many other teams have as well. They're all starting to find this great form occasionally, but right now Karrigan's gone for a bit of a walkabout down Banana, so that's freed up Nico. That's a lovely bit of a touch for him, but see if he can hold it. He does only have that SMG, and Crims is burning alive. He's got 20 HP left, 15. Tell a lie. That's a lot of damage to take.
Yeah, that really didn't pan out how he expected. I don't think he thought the flames would be so deep. Down to 15, got nothing for it. Back he goes to his starting point. So yeah, didn't really go as planned. But either way, he's still alive. That's the main point. 5-on-5 still. Karrigan just with the MP9. No AWP on Guardian. No AWP on either side. As you can see, Karrigan right down at the bottom there at B. He needs to be baited in here by Nico. Nico needs to fire some shots off from the barrels and maybe some grenades just to... There it is, a smoke there. He can even fall back if he wants to now. Already stayed for a little bit, but the flash is just so destructive and nothing picked up by Karrigan whatsoever. Could have been better off just taking a gamble and not firing at all, tipping himself in the corner. But Nico is here. We know how good he can be. Only good for one, though, this time. And it will be 3 versus 3. Difficult retake coming in. Smoke down, bomb planted. And we'll see whether Rain and his cronies can do anything about this. I'm not sure. This is looking quite difficult with no real grenades to work with. They'll go for the ruins, and they're going to need some fantastic aim here. This could be the reverse boost on the T side. It looks like they were going for it. Really hasn't gone well for them. Exist takes 2 down through the smoke, and just Crims now. He's decent, but Exist having an absolute blinder of a round there. They were going for the counter boost there, weren't they? You could see them trying to lining up for it, but
I think Exist
really
worked
didn't
that
work
out as well. He was like, I've killed one here.
Yeah.
Wonder if there's a second.
Keep firing.
Just see. No, it's good seeing Exist having a good game. See, it was always that fun thing in NIP, wasn't it? Where it's like occasionally he'd have that really sick game, and yeah, look at that, just straight up.
He really wasn't going for a kill. That is just like
he was just like pressing mouse one.
Just have a little go. This might be someone over there. Oh, got one. I think he was firing like second oranges. Or
Yeah,
something
it
like
looked like it was just like maybe new box even, but no, good to see Exist play well. Can we just hit tab really quick?
There we go. 12-1.
Not bad.
Not bad at all, considering they've lost 3 rounds. He did set at AK twice. And rushing B now, and Rain could have an absolute massacre on his hands. He doesn't get anything, does do damage, but it's up to Nico, who's struggling as well. He might be able to get 3, not quite, and the map is now wide open, as B Bombsay has no CTs waiting. The bomb we planted, Crims will get it down in the usual spot, and they'll come from Banana. Karrigan smoked out, though, has to wait. Flush up to his usual antics, playing in front of the half wall. I think he's fallen back now, as you can see him holding them off. If he had a flash right now, that'd be amazing. There's no utility on the T side. But FaZe got to be very patient. They are going to be flashing over, molotoving everything. If he gets 1 here, that'd be amazing. If he gets 2, that's stunning. My God, Flusher, you can see how annoying he can be as a player. This play you don't expect to come in whatsoever. The CZ comes through just as they pull out their grenades. He gets both kills, and it will be a 3 versus 1. Guardian won't be saying much about this, looking for any sort of exit frags, but nothing available, and it's all down to Flusher. 3 kills in total, and that was Rain and Nico trying to get aggro at the Banana, pushing down, looking like they could do a ton of damage.
The flash was great.
Yeah.
They all lined up. It looked like Rain was going to have a great time of it, but did damage for sure, but nothing much beyond that. And I wonder if we're going to see that again. No, this is Flusher with just the most impeccable timing and quite the god with the CZ. One of the original players who really started to put that on the board and make it seem viable in his hands. Quite funny how now it's such a common factor, but he certainly did make it look so easy. Now, 7-4. Fnatic, a bit of a lifeline there is going to start spiraling a bit. It felt like FaZe were starting to get control, build up those funds, and get that bank going. But the double AWP as an answer, this could be a fun one.
Guardian boosted up. On the pallet there, not gonna... I don't even know how he got that kill. That's insane, isn't it? I think that was T-steps, but lovely work by him all the same. And that will be the first kill, of course, for FaZe. It's going to be Karrigan pushing down again. Hasn't had a ton of success down here. Flusher waiting for him once more, but the flashbang comes in. Karrigan's in a lot of trouble. Nico there to back him up, and Karrigan does find the successful kill towards the logs. 5-on-2 now. Crimson Electro trying to avoid the reset coming in. You can see Golden, JW very low, and Cash. Flusher, Crimson Electro not too bad at all. So if they even save the AK here, that would actually be quite good news. So they can both drop without even getting bonus cash here. So still see what's available to them. Crims doesn't find much though. Taken down by the AWP Guardian. Nico, same story towards Lecro. Double orb setup, working very well at now, Felice. So like I said, money, they'll still be able to buy. They'll have to drop one AK. I think Flusher will have to do that, but they'll be overall fine. Here's Guardian. Using a boost at the very start to find that
Quick
first
as a whip,
kill.
isn't he?
Absolutely.
It makes it so it looks like that's normal to do, to be able to adjust that comfortably. After being fully trained in on something else, it's such a pleasure to watch. JW taking the hit here, down to only the CZ. I don't know if that's a hit, I guess. But Rain, very aggressive. Saw him Banana not really working out last time. Maybe wanted to make up for that, get a little bit of a padding going and not let those CZs have any of it. This is big play coming out, but Guardian maybe feeding into that a little bit here. Rain is low for sure. He could have probably done with some help, but I mean, 1 HP. He actually makes it away. Crims finds exist. I'm getting a little bit worried here. It's a 2v3. Rain is literally a 1 HP, so I mean, this gets problematic. There's no one even on A. Now, obviously, Fnatic don't know this, but FaZe maybe a little bit, you know, too invested in that.
I think Guardian was just trying to back him up the best he could, like knowing he's just got 3 kills, like he's going to have aggro from second middle. So I think that was the correct play. If he hits the shot, we wouldn't even comment on it, you know, like be like, wow, great stuff, won the round. But an unfortunate miss from Guardian. Still a 3-on-2. Sure, Rain's low, but if he plays it smart, HP doesn't even have to be a thing. If he plays like Graveyard or something like that, just going to be trying to do his best. He's actually boosted up in CT spawn right now. So that's a classic like one and done position. That's not a problem when you got 1 HP. Can be a little bit of an issue, but here comes Lecro, who comes in from the apartments right now. Bomb waiting on T steps, so this is all a bit of a ruse. He's going to try and show presence, maybe pull a rotation over. Does drop a smoke and decides to fall back. They've got 30 seconds here as Crims flashes the top of Banana. Not going to find anyone just yet. Molotov though, and they will be heading towards A. So knowing Rain's low HP, that could pull some sort of rotation over. We're not sure, but this will be the final commitment towards A. Karrigan, as before, just needs 1 of the kills, and they'll be onto an absolute winner here. He goes with the spray through the smoke, takes down the planter. 10 seconds remaining. Nico did not need to make that play at all. That was a bit of an overcommitment. Should be fine still. Remember, Lecro's got to plant the bomb with a player in the pit as well. He might even be able to do that. 5 seconds. It will go down, but it'll be...
Oh, he didn't actually the plant.
Karrigan, smart to push him in, knowing that even if he just gets 1 kill and dies, he's absolutely fine. Either way, the bomb didn't even come in, so that was perfect from Karrigan. 9-4. I'll have a look at the cash. Doesn't look too good for Fnatic now, especially that plant not coming in. They might have to take another eco. It's felt like a very close game at one point.
It has. Round-wise, even in the rounds, like even the amount of 2v4s, we saw one Fnatic 1-1 and got very close to replicating that. We've seen rounds that shouldn't be that close, being very much determined by very small individual mistakes or triumphs. It's quite a game to watch, and I think you expect it from these caliber of teams, right? It's exciting, even though the scoreline does make it look like FaZe may have been more dominant than actually they have been. It's been it's a good one. We've been treated some good games recently. Like I mean, yesterday had some excellent games. We had some curious results, but again, I'm hoping that Na'Vi Astralis game lives up to it as well. We've got this obviously into another map too. Now, for now, Exist just showing control over by the apartments, and obviously on the other side, they only do have those pistols, so going to try and find a way to make this count. Golden with the flash to high Banana. No one's actually playing on Banana, but it'll give them at least the safe swing out if they want to take it. There it is, double facing. No one's there. Up Banana we go, and it will be down to Karrigan and Nico to control this.
Certainly will. 5 players from Fnatic made their way towards the B bomb site. Karrigan and Nico both waiting at the back of the bomb site, trying to use range to the best of their ability. It's looking quite good right now. Some damage inflicted, but actually it's going to fall apart. Crims with a beautiful 1D. You can see the problem with that position is that you don't have any crossfires. No one can hide. Everyone's exposed, and you have to just challenge together. You've got 5 targets in front of you. They're going to fire back, of course, and here's Rain now in a real difficult spot. They've managed to pick up the AWPs in the hands of JW. Who else is better suited for that role? And Lecro on the AK-47. Very quiet game for him so far, but JW setting shots 4-on-2. And I think it's just that setup with the B-bombs that was the problem. They had one player in first oranges, get a kill, hide in, player at emo perhaps, and then he swings out once his teammate's getting attacked.
The theory is there, but there's no fallback, there's no other way to play it out. Like once if you have 5 people staring at you, it doesn't matter who swings.
Especially at that pillar as well. He wasn't even playing
exactly.
the back right.
It's a horrible
the pillar,
angle.
you can be. It's not like you have 100% cover there. As soon as they get in towards the well, they can see you. Someone's going to be able to see you either from the mouth of Banana or the well. You can't hide from both.
Like, it's not a bad spot if you have someone at coils, right?
Sure. And then
if you have like
you're baited in.
one piece like to be able to kind of lynch it off, but they're playing very passive considering they had the rifles.
Yeah, the most common setup is new boxes and coffins, right? That's the classic setup because the coffin guys can take the first few shots, hide in, throw a flashbang, and then the guy from new boxes takes the aggro and you kind of play off each other. Both in that angle. There's nowhere for the terrorists to even look around, right? Their cone of vision is just in that one area, so they can see everything. So that's a bit of an issue. But you can see how that falls apart, and it will be Fnatic putting on another round on the board. This round, though, 5 versus 4. Flusher, like we said, always aggro towards B, trying to take the first pick. He does go down this time to the hands of Carrigan. And it will be FaZe hunting for double digits here. 10-5, they'll be happy with that. I think Fnatic will be quietly happy with it. They won't be over the moon, but like, well, this is still winnable. Depending on the pistol, but JW does get a frag in return. If they get 9-6, that'll be very good. It's looking promising now. Lecro takes down Rain. 3 players remaining for FaZe, and JW just bouncing around. Carrigan should be dropped here. Certainly is. Easy kill for JW and Exist. Absolutely done for.
Is he?
Okay, maybe not.
All right,
Take
Exist.
it back.
Show us what you're made of. Molotov goes up and over. Crims is going to be kicking himself. That is something you expect him to hit. The follow-up Exist. Has he got this? The flash is good as well. It's bought him a second. The reload comes out, but he's panicked. He's still winning this. That's 3 kills, and the 4th might be next. No, Golden finally controls what was a dire situation, but now you got Nico. Not exactly having the headline performance we know him for, but these situations, they bode well for him. They play well to the style, and he might just feel out the timing here. Golden cowers in the corner, trying to get this bomb plant. Has Nico worked it out? Does he? Now what's going on? He certainly will do now. Smoke goes in. He's seen it. He's spotted it all.
All he thinks is the box.
He can get up on the... Oh, this is a very tentative fight here, and it's Nico to win it. But that was Exist all over that round.
Yeah, I don't know how he survives for so long. The pit is such a nuisance when teams make their way towards the A site. He manages to somehow miss the Molotov and still get the kill on Crims. It's a nice idea with the Molotov. Jump up, right click, would have bought him some time. But the fact it failed actually grants him a kill because Crims missed such a vital shot there. The defuse comes in. Eventually, looks like Nico's taking his time with that one. But his Rain with that UMP getting it done earlier in the game. That was in the second round. Rain, lots of aggression here. Good performance from him. Those are 3 kills, but Guardian went down just after. Of course, JW through the smoke. Not really sure what that was. But it took down Rain.
I did wonder where he got that, to be fair. Because it was just, it didn't... It's just... But I guess these two teams always seem to be able to kind of create these moments.
Yeah.
And it's fun seeing it associated with a brand as well. I look at the Fnatic team. You do have that kind of like little bit of a cheekiness to it, don't you? You have like the flusher moments, the JW sort of brand, and then Lecro's certainly been part of that. Very quiet from him though here. Bit of a shame. I've always enjoyed Lecro's performance and the way he plays. He's that young talent that a lot of people watch kind of find their footing, and not having the big performance now, but maybe there's time yet for that. The scoreline isn't too, I guess, defining at the moment. You know, the pistol round is going to have a huge factor. But one of these two teams, obviously, both can benefit massively off the back. So this has a lot of value to it. FaZe now on the T side, obviously, and Fnatic on the CT side. And we'll see if Fnatic can maybe build back into this. 5 rounds isn't bad, but this pistol would give a hell of a lot. And this is a very quick hit, straight up middle. Crims, if he hit that cleanly, that could have been perfect. But Lecro is there. The support is excellent from Lecro. Pull the attention one way and just completely turn it on a dime. Now you've got Nico left in the 1v3. He doesn't have much room to play with. He's trying to get himself that USPS, and he does get that. But Lecro, you call his name, and he seems to appear.
Yeah.
And with the pistol as well, quite fitting.
Yeah, this was a very average performance from him, like almost quiet across the first half completely. 4 kills for him, though, and this could be Fnatic right back in the game. They are up against Nico. Good news is they have control of the bomb. If he had it, then they would be a little bit worried, but they can send all 3 players to patrol that particular item. Nico with the USP now. 1 kill to his name. If you can just pick off one of these players, ideally JW, who's alone, that would be a start at least.
I bet you 10p gets 2 kills.
Okay, I'll take it. Easy.
Well, JW didn't expect you just to, you know, peek into Palace, into apartments at that time, but all right. Cool, fair enough. Lecro, good work. Great work from him. Let's watch it from, I hope we get to see it from his perspective, because the attention was drawn elsewhere. Yeah,
from the boiler room. You can see it's Crims taking all that aggro. All 4 players are looking at the boiler, and that's when Lecro strikes. Still,
Swift.
Difficult shot. They're all jumping around and moving. It's not like that was an easy procedure for him, so very well played. 10-6. FaZe, though, will have the force buy here, so a big round for Fnatic to negate. If they can do that, they're right back in this game, but they're up against the FaZe Deagles, and that's a massive issue, especially Nico's. That's sometimes disgusting as Carrigan makes his way towards quad. Looks a little bit flinchy there, and he'll be taken down easily by himself. I'm not really sure what the idea of that play was, if I'm honest. I guess he was hoping to catch someone completely out of position, rotating perhaps, but he's just alone. There was no chance of a trade, and JW looks like he'll be taking on Nico momentarily. There it is. Maybe a double kill coming in, absolutely. As he goes for the triple, not going to happen. Guardian will at least get one back, pick up Nico's Deagle, and see whether he can get the shot towards the bike. Fires off a bullet. Exists will do some damage towards Crims, but no kill obtained. 4 versus 1, and Guardian just looking for any sort of 1D he can, just to give him a consolation frag.
Still love that position I was in. When the map first came out, I remember I think he was playing with Dupree, like, on FaZe ESCA, every game was on this map. Like, as soon as it came out, I was like, all right, Inferno's back, boys. Sure. That's the only map you can ever play. And I remember just running around and looking for all these new spots and like ways you can angles you can find. I was like, this bike looks quite interesting.
The bike was crazy, wasn't it?
Because the wall as well, you can't really wall bang it with a rifle. So if you crouch, you're completely safe. And it's so hard to see that. You have to pre-fire it on the way around. It's a lovely little thing. So I always like seeing that being played. It's always good fun. But for now, you can see the knock-on effect, obviously, as the economy does come to a bit of a problem for FaZe for now. Obviously down to pistols. That's about it. If they can get a plant, that'd be excellent. If they get a couple of kills, it's all good stuff. It's all good news. But you can see a very, very light purchase from Fnatic as a response in a way. SMGs galore, but Flush has kind of absconded away, not investing into this one, just the USPS. And it's Crims finding Ray to begin with, and it looks like the explosive boiler hit going to come through. But not going to get much out from it. Again, they didn't have much to play with, so that's going to be swept aside. And that was one of the Carrigan specials as well, back not too long ago, especially with the Astralis side. They used to do that lovely boiler hit, very explosive off the back. But for now, dealt with no threats, no kills. We're all good.
Well, there might be some kills coming now, I'm afraid,
reckon,
because Guardian's got that T-side AWP out. That's what I was kind of building up as in the pre-game. He is very good on the T-side. Many AWPers do struggle with the AWP on the T-side of Inferno, but he's one of the ones that thrives in this environment. Somehow manages to use aggression and calculated risks as well to manage to open the map up, but you can see no one really challenging him at the very start, at least for now, as he holds the T-steps, looking to take down Flusher, who's got the AWP, surprisingly, on the CT side. It's obviously JW's the main sniper, but Flusher's no stranger to it as well. He'll be patrolling this area and seeing him get the first pick.
No pressure, soloing out, 4 players running at you. I mean, if there's going to be a time to try and deliver, it's now, but so Flusher going to try and remember the lineup. Up and over we go.
It's a bit late for that one. I think that lands behind the half wall.
I think so.
Does not really do much for him.
Top cast, mate.
Yeah.
It's, not sure what he's going to be up to here. He's about to get swarmed. They're already out. They're already close. That's good, though. Guardian goes down. He's going to back away, expect the pressure now to hit. And he's right to feel as though that may be the case. Curious as to who's working behind him. It's going to be Rain. He gets caught in the heels. This is problematic now for FaZe even. Nico's stemming what could have been a very, very dire situation if they kind of worked their way around this. He's got the bomb as well. So again, JW wins out towards Exist. That was over by A, so that's still not a problem right now. Rain is boxed in. He can't quite get to it, but as is Flusher to a degree, a very topsy-turvy situation begins, and Flusher needs to get rid of Rain. Otherwise, he can't start the pressure, and neither can the rest of the players. So he's got... What? Flusher! You're insane! He just goes for that? I expect JW to do these things, but maybe Flusher's just got a little bit of that magic as well, I guess. And now it's Nico up against Electro. The 1v1 begins the... Ooh, that's a curious one. Maybe going to try and keep Nico on his toes. And Electro's trying to work it out, but Nico's there. But I could watch that shot every day of the week and just wonder, what sort of mentality does a player have to do that?
That's crazy. So he doesn't even win the round off this. The jumping no scope. Well, it was a headshot. I think that would have been even more beautiful. But still, that's pretty nuts from Flusher. Not enough to win the round, I'm afraid. But still, high-flying affair, as this game really deserves. You can see FaZe, even after winning the round, Lauren, they're still really struggling. They've got Mac 10s, UMPs. Fnatic are fully bought, so a great chance still for Fnatic to steal this round away and get themselves really set up and tying things up. Almost certainly if they can get this one. FaZe, though, will have the AWP in the hands of Guardian. That's going to be their secret weapon. Rain on the Mac 10. Exist is the one with the UMP. JW positioned towards the quad side. Perfect flash, and they might want to capitalize with Rain and the Mac 10 there. Decide not to. There was a player in the pit to back him up, so that might have been a poor move. Looking towards middle again, and this is an easy kill for JW. Carrigan. The player with the AK is the one to face that. You've got Guardian there as well. That was a bit weird. But 5-on-4, JW picks it up, and they'll be falling back towards the B-bomb side. It's just going to be Nico there at the top right now, trying to work the pick. Remember, Nico One of the last standing AKs now. Rain does manage to throw away his Mac-10. Pick up Carrigan's. Maybe it'll be a blessing in disguise. Who knows? Maybe Rain can go absolutely ham now.
Well, we're going to find out pretty darn soon. 40 seconds on the board, and that is starting to tick down. Rain gets the smoke ready. Exist very close by, and Nico's been here the entire time. So, a couple of angles that maybe Fnatic won't be expecting, but they might be working this out by now. There is a couple of players still here. We do have Golden by sight. You do have Flusher as well, but FaZe are leaving this very last minute. You've got 20 seconds on the board. They have a couple of flashes, and they've gone in right about now. Crims turns it. He's right next to them, but this is just a very, very strange round. 10 seconds now remain. They've got to get rid of Golden. And they actually do just that. It's Flusher remaining, sprays in, Rain gets him. At the very last couple of seconds, they actually managed to win this out. FaZe going full Na'Vi on this one, and Fnatic have no idea what the hell to do. It's time to back away and keep that up. That was down to, what, 7 seconds remaining, if that?
Well, there it is. It will be a very difficult procedure. JW with the AWP will just have to save it. Came right down to the wire. Rain, though, 2 kills. Like I said, Lauren, as soon as he throws away that Mac-10, maybe it could be working out for them. You know, like if Carrigan goes down, a sacrifice for the cause. And Rain gets the AK and delivers the kills required. So that is quite good. And it will be Fnatic unable to convert that big round. Like I said, if they could win that one, it would have been a huge reset. And FaZe would have nothing. It could be double eco on that T side. But they're actually going to win the round. Now money running very low for Fnatic. As they'll hold on to the AWP at least. I'd say they probably force around it. JW can drop maybe a UMP. And they can just see what they can buy. Here's Rain, though, getting it done. Running in there. And yeah, absolute nightmare. Goes for the plan right at the end there. But,
Manic.
Yeah,
Manic
that's
scenes.
the way we like it.
You like manic scenes, do
I
you?
like chaotic scenes, yeah.
Gotcha, makes sense. 8-12 money, swinging roundabouts, but JW is the only one who really has, obviously, something left to play with. We do have P250s, very viable in certain aspects, but against pretty much a full buy here, probably not going to have the greatest success. But Rain going to go for the wallbang, maybe set up a little bit of room now to work in towards the apartments. Make it a little bit trickier, but gotta be careful in these rounds. Fnatic are still dangerous, and JW, notorious, kind of infamous with playing out of the apartments, or at least used to be. That quick pick towards second mid, not so viable now, but just gets the drop towards Guardian. That's a big scalp to claim here. That's a very expensive gun now gone loose, so gotta be a little cautious on that it doesn't slip over to enemy hands. You can see Carrigan being quite cautious about this, thinking, how do I get this out of play? Can I get rid of it? Nico does succeed towards Electro, so that's B looking a little bit more vulnerable, but there are still 2 players here.
There are. JW needs to be smart here. He's still positioned towards the arch side. Nico trying to take down his pistol players and doing a great job. Precise headshot towards Golden. Smokes in, looks like they'll be committing. Nico takes a preemptive strike towards the boost position, but JW through the smoke. I guess he could see the bullets flying towards the boost, and Flusher comes through the smoke. Can he get 1 kill? He can't, but JW can. 2 on 2. He's actually found all 3 so far. This is still on. If he'll need the ace at this point to win it. That shot could have been the start of something fantastic. It's not going to be happening now, I don't think. He hasn't got the kit, and he is quite exposed at this point. No information as to where the second player is. Still going for it. You can see his mental position at this point, trying to work out where Exist is. Preempting is going to be towards the banana area, but Nico's already moved towards Ruins, and it looks like JW will probably lose the AWP at this point. A little bit frustrating for himself, and he'll just have to go down with the ship. But we'll see if anyone will be caught in transition. There's another kill. He'll at least take 4 players down, maybe even another one here. And if he survives, he'll be very impressed. No, he's not going to happen.
Went back for the kill. That could have been lovely.
Well,
what a bit of impact, though.
Good effort. Problem is, they have got another buy, and it's coming into 13-8. They luckily didn't force into that round, so they can still buy here. JW might be picking out the AWP. He does, actually. No armor, so those kills he gets, I think it's only $100 per kill with the AWP now. So he still farms a bit of money, you know, with those kills coming in. But either way, AWP, no armor, no nades. But the kills he got meant he could buy the weapon at least, so that's something.
Certainly is. Now, keep eyes on FaZe. This looks quick. This could be maybe a quicker hit towards quad if they get maybe an entry, if they get that one opening opportunity. No, Lekro actually puts his foot down. This makes it a little bit trickier. FaZe now having to operate with only 4. Exist to being removed, but Rain right there. That's JW gone. The player on site now pressured. Crim's flashed. Does come out of it in time. That's Rain gone, but the pressure continues to mount. FaZe are not slowing down for a second. But there's Lekro. The smoke wall is up. They know that there's the potential of a player here, and he's known for this position, so they have to be cautious. They have to be careful. They have to be aware. It is a 2v2, however, and the bomb not down in the perfect position either. This plays a little bit towards Lekro and Golden's favor. And Nico's not giving away his position. Guardian, however, kind of maybe noted towards site. Just not sure as to where. Guardian now being pressured. Spam comes in from Pit and Lekro wins it.
Good job by Lekro. Nico not really there to back up Guardian whatsoever. This will have to be a clutch now as he comes in 2-on-1. Lekro down to 3 HP. At least Guardian made that sort of impact. Nico have no grenades. Edges his way towards the side now. He needs to be taking down one of these players without any sort of backup from their teammate. A very tall order, and he's just hoping he can use any sort of gaps or trickery he can to spot out the low HP Golden. That's actually Lekro, my apologies. So we'll see whether he can get this first pick. It's such a difficult procedure for him. Makes a noise there as well. Down he goes. It's just an absolute nightmare. He knows he's out-positioned, and well played by Fnatic. That is going to be resetting FaZe. You can see 3 of them, very low money indeed. Nico 3,200, Exist 5k. Will they force into this? I don't think they have to. They could just take a Nico and buy next round. That would be fine. Even with 1,900, Guardian will even have enough to buy an AK armor. We'll take a timeout just to work out what they're going to do. I think a slight partial buy, a couple of Deagles, perhaps some PT50s, but no reason to force buy here and allow Fnatic right back in the game. So 3 timeouts remaining. Their first use so far.
Logos are quite similar to a degree, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just realised that. What do you think's the worst logo in the Pro League so far?
In the Pro League?
Let's keep it to Pro League, or at least like the teams that you see on a regular basis. What's your least favourite?
I don't have the Sprout one.
Yeah, the Sprout one is a bit weird, isn't it? The name Sprout is what I'm saying.
The Sprout. It keeps me. I just think of Christmas dinners whenever I hear their
Sprouts,
name.
yeah,
And it's like
Brussels.
Sprouts.
Ugh.
Like you've called yourself after a sprout. That's
You've called yourself after a Sprout.
That's the one that kind of gets me the most.
Gotcha.
The AGO one's a bit too old school. Like looks like
it does feel like
graphic
it's
designer
early
10 years ago.
2000s.
Yeah, it's like a big eagle. Like it's a bit much.
Okay. Favorite one.
Favorite one.
Actually, we've got a very small investment here from FaZe, so you get a
What have
second.
we got? They've got just PT50s and Deagle J.
Deagle
Right?
and Nico.
So
So if he starts going off, we can be serious, but
I need to have them in front of me. I think I like the Envious designs. I think that their overall aesthetic is quite nice.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think the FaZe rebrand, I didn't really like that too much. You know,
Really?
they've got the shirts with the logos on each
FaZe
side.
clan, yeah.
I don't like that.
I
think that looks quite cheap.
I think it's trying to be like off-white very hard.
Yeah.
Like they're trying very hard for that. Like I don't mind the idea, isn't it? I think it's quite
Like
cool
they're
idea.
trying to be like streetwear. I get
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
right? But I prefer like the jersey. I think that their jerseys were real legit before. I don't like the fact they're trying to be like a streetwear company as well. You know, like I don't know.
I get it. We
Like
are
you're a gaming team. Let's calm down.
Henry's had enough.
Yeah.
Calm down. But for now, not being calm is Exist. They have 2 kills out of this. Wait, they've got a lot more than that. Hold on. Where did they go? I know JW got kind of outnumbered. Lekro, please save the day. Don't let this go so wrong,
Full
Nico.
eco. Yeah,
There's
this is one Deagle, one PT50.
It's just
And I'm
against a full
talking
buy.
about
Against a full buy.
clothing brands.
I mean, Fnatic, can you just like keep control of this, please?
Well, this is a huge round for FaZe. That's
God.
unbelievable. They're going to have so much money for the next round as well. No investments really required for this one. They managed to ignore. Maybe this won't be as clean cut as I thought. I thought Golden might just be saving here, but he's going to go for it. And let's give it a go. He has got no kit, though. That is a bit of an issue. He gets to kill on Guardian. We've got something at least. There's one. There's the kid in front of him. He'll have to pick that up straight away. He's just hoping Exist makes a huge error here. He still has time for a full defuse. He went for it now. Going for it. Exist wants to peek. There it is. It comes in. So the Glock is the weapon to finish things off. And it will be a full eco victory for FaZe. You really do hate to see that. Money's wrecked as well. Nico gets around the arch after losing the first couple of kills. And he comes in. This must be the shot that changed everything. Let's have a look.
Dun.
Replay. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, Lekro live by the sword, die by the sword.
All
We've
they're
seen him
all
do
in.
good things, but
Yeah.
I guess you kind of have to try for it. A lot of these teams are now playing for, I guess, I hate saying clean wins, but not OT victories or you know,
Yeah,
or
especially
these sort
in
of things, right?
this stage of the season as well.
Yep.
Some teams, even the overtime win won't do much for them. They need the 3 points. This is getting all sorts of awkward. Players going down, team kills coming in, but it still will be 2 kills in favor of FaZe. Guardian goes down to 2 after finding 3 kills in total, which was a teammate, I think. And will be just golden to hold B now against 4 angry terrorists. He's got the CZ in hand, probably enough. We will find out. Oof, through the smoke. Nico takes golden down, and 2 players remain, Lekro and Flusher. They'll probably go for this. They have to try and deny this. If somehow Lekro goes absolutely wild at AK, that could be enough. Is anyone watching towards the coffins? Well, no matter at this point. No one's going for a Lekro. Might just need to save the AK. At least 1 point picked up in the league now for FaZe, guaranteeing round number 15. There we have it.
Shot. Ooh, tag towards exist. Couldn't take him down. The 19 HP is enough to keep him alive. And it will be FaZe. Put themselves towards 15 rounds. So looking quite good here after what could have been an upset. We saw the money obviously depleting, the deagle coming out from Nico and the others. Really rather keeping them afloat. And sadly, as you highlighted, the fact that Fnatic did go all in, they wanted that, you know, regular time victory if it was a possibility. Now echoes into this round and the fact that they simply don't have that much money to play with. CZ's armor, for a bad buy, it's not the worst, but it's still a bad buy. It's still 1 rifle, and that's on Lekro. So he has to be a game changer here and just does that.
It's been wrecked at the start, yeah. You took a bit of a gamble, so sometimes the T's will Molotov the barrels, well, almost every round. And sometimes CTs can just jump in here, get a quick frag, then fall back. But unfortunately, didn't really work out like that. He jumps into the fire and leaves with half HP, no kills, and they're taking so much damage here at the very start of the round. Round number 25, Nico burns another one to an absolute cinder, and it's golden. He goes down, it's looking like a FaZe victory coming in. It's going to be 16-9. I'll maybe be getting a bit ahead of myself there. Lekro still could win this round, we'll see, as we'll find ourselves in a 5-on-1. AK in a strong position to get at least 1 kill, but he goes down to 7 HP. He does some sort of damage towards Carrigan.
He's doing what he can. He's given a damn good go.
Flashbang won't do much for him, but they know the AK's there. It won't be rotating anytime
JW.
soon, so it makes sense to fall back. JW, this... I'm going to say, I was about to say they could win this round with that play, but maybe not now, as it's a 4-on-2. Lekro's still low. They'll go towards middle. Flasher, another position where he could go off. I say it with bated breath. They go back towards B, and that's where Lekro is waiting with just 7. Unfortunately, he might be able to get even 2 kills, but 3 is not possible with 7 HP.
Sadly not. No utility to play off either. You know, the miracle flash not going to come out here. So, as I said, we'll see what he can do. If 1, 2, simple. Henry?
I said 2.
Henry?
Then it goes down.
Okay. I get worried. I get nervous. Henry, you know, it's
all part of the plan. And then he'll die. Flusher might get 1 frag, then he goes down to Nico.
But has he seen... He's seen where Nico was, but Nico takes the fight, and it will be eventually FaZe closing this out. But quite a fun game to start with. Quite a good map.
This always is going to be. There's so much skill on the server right now, especially the form Fnatic are in, what they've shown the last few months, and FaZe not quite at 100%. It's going to make for very good games. Lots of high-flying action there, jumping, no-scopes, huge clutches coming through, CZ victories, full eco victories, Lauren. This game had it all. We've got another map for your delight and delectation at home. Before that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with the analyst desk. They'll break this one down for you.
Incendiary out.